final thing. What I'm a new client.
Yep.
I come to Farotech. I say, what are the first steps? What does that look like?
First step for us, pretty much with any new client, is we talk about a gap assessment, and I think we have a couple recordings on gap assessment, so go back and watch those. But the first step really is any type of SEO analysis, and we usually tie that into our gap assessment. You really, from our perspective, you have to baseline where you are. So you have to take this analysis, figure out all your different benchmarks, figure out all your criteria, figure out all your levels, and then work from there. So it's one of those things that it's built into our gap assessment, huge piece of it, because the SEO functionality, as you talked about, touches all other pieces of content within the solution. So that initial SEO analysis is huge for us. And I would recommend getting a gap assessment from Farotech. And also, please watch those videos if you're not familiar with it. It is our 3 to 5 year roadmap that's going to help you, 5x, 10x leads.
So, in closing, I'm gonna kind of follow up on what you just said. I think one of the things that I think is also going to be important in that process, the reason why we do a gap assessment is because it's literally a 2-month deep dive, and a large portion of that is SEO. And we use the analogy with clients all the time. They say, hey, I'm getting a quote from you and another vendor. And we're saying, you know what? I don't know that I can even give you a quote on this project. I have to do a gap assessment because I got to measure everything. I mean, it's like going to a cardiologist and then saying, hey, you know what? We need to go into heart surgery right away. And I'm like, well, what tests have you done? Have you done an EKG? Have you done a stress test? Have you done anything? Like, nope. Heart surgery it is. Well, that's what happens here. You go and you say, oh, my SEO isn't effective. And they analyze it using software, just like we would, for about 30 minutes to maybe an hour to 2 hours. Compare that with a gap assessment where we're taking what?
10 weeks.
A month, turning over every stone. It's that complex. And so with these people that sign these $100,000 contracts based upon a 2-hour consultation, blows my mind.
Definitely.
So if you're hearing this for the first time, that's the difference between, thinking long-term and trying to understand how to grow your content, and I don't know, just taking a proposal because that's the way it was presented to you.
Right.
So, anyhow, so that wraps up our show. Todd, I want to thank you for the truth bombs here. If you are new to the show, we do this as often as possible. Please subscribe down below, click on the bell to get more notifications, and we will see you again soon. Thanks again.
Thanks for joining us.